Does anybody have this part? Whether it's used, as long as it's in good condition, or brand new in stock somewhere that somebody had stashed away, I'm willing to buy it. I'm calling for help from the internet here. This is the transmission parts all removed. You could see in the prior video that I just released, I was able to buy a majority of these parts, all brand new in their Toyota boxes and stuff. We got reverse gear, fifth gear, idle, third gear, all this first gear, etc. And all the little bits and pieces that go inside, synchronizers and whatnot. My biggest problem now is I am unable to get the input shaft. This is the input shaft. Toyota, in their infinite wisdoms, made this one piece with the fourth gear attached to it. I'm pretty sure it's one piece. There's no seam or anything here. Trying to focus on some of this stuff. It looks like the inner bearings and pieces come out with that snap ring that holds it, but everything else is, as I understand, a billet chunk. It's probably hardened steel or something. I don't know if it's treated or whatnot, because, you know, gears are usually treated. But I don't know, man. I need help, please. Anybody out there, or a machine shop that can make this that won't cost a bajillion dollars. I did find a place. It was very expensive, and they probably can do it, but I don't think it's worth that much for me to put into this part. Aside from just that, Toyota, in their infinite wisdoms, also made the entire counter gear shaft one single billet piece. Look at that. These were not pressed in. They were cut into this metal. I think it's more obvious on this one. But fortunately, counter gear, you could still at least buy a brand new version of this one. Unfortunately for me, this one is discontinued. We came up with a sketchy idea where we could probably grind off fourth gear and smooth it out and just reinstall everything so I can operate without fourth gear. But I think I need fourth gear just because of how the truck drives. Is it even possible to modify this? Maybe make a gear separately, which would be infinitely cheaper too, and then made it to this somehow, like with some notches like machined into this. I don't even know. Guys got some ideas? Let me know below. So this is my ask here. See the part number below on screen? Does anybody have this part available? I need it. I will buy it from you. You could ship it to me. I'm in the US. If you're not in the US, and likely that you're not in the US if you have one of these. But I need this part because I am absolutely screwed right now. I cannot rebuild my transmission without this. I do need fourth gear. I'm thinking here, I've already spent about $2,000 buying these parts, which is kind of unfortunate, especially if I can't find that other piece. If I were to custom make it at this one particular place I'm thinking of, it's like almost like $5,000 just to make one. For them to reverse engineer and make me one. Obviously, I mean, it's probably cheaper if I make more. I don't know if there's a market for this. It is discontinued, so maybe there's a market for it. I have no idea. It's quite a hefty investment to put in this. Not that I've never been in this situation before. I did the same thing with AutoZam AZ1 thermostat caps, and that took about 3 years for me to sell all of them, and I only had 9 extra. So it's kind of rough, especially with something like this. It's not so much that the part costs $5,000 and plus the $2,000 and then plus the work and labor and stuff. So what's that? That's $7,000. I'll probably be like $8,000 into this to fix my transmission if I had to pay for the input shaft fourth gear at $5,000. Is that bad? I guess probably not in the grand scheme of things, but the problem I'm running into here where I'm thinking about this is that I'm going to spend $8,000 to repair this transmission at minimum. And I'm still going to have this mediocre performance where it's a naturally aspirated 5.3 liter diesel and with a 5-speed manual transmission where it wasn't so great anyways. I mean, it's adequate, but for $8,000 to fix it, it seems a little bit much. I started looking into Cummins swaps and stuff, or even just getting a modern transmission. Unfortunately, it's going to be automatic for the most part. More than likely, it'll end up being an SAE, like automatic transmission or something. And I still have to do all that work to figure it out. So if I spent all that money towards a Cummins swap, I wouldn't be that far off, maybe like 10, 12. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess going from 8 to 10 is not so bad. Maybe 12 is pushing it. But the truck's performance would increase by many-fold. I'm saying this off of like rough numbers I know off the top of my head, but like I believe those Cummins engines, like the 5.7 and like a 2500 Ram, or even the 6.7, 6.9, I don't know, any of those, they do well over 300 something horsepower, and they do tons of torque, which is awesome for a carrier truck like this. And then the transmission would be more suited for highway driving here, which is what I would be using it for. Don't you see my dilemma? So if you know anything, if you can help me out here, here is the part number again. Please let me know. I am desperate here. It's so desperate that I reached out to the Pakistani guys that rebuild these on YouTube and Facebook, whatever, and I found their email, and I reached out to them. I received an email. It wasn't that helpful. But subscribe to see what happens here. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for your help. And also, 5,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. I'm pretty happy that you guys are here watching my shenanigans. I hope you enjoy it, and stay for more.